Congratulations, Finkley, for your win as the South Carolina Black Pages 20 under 40.
And just want to say I love you and I appreciate everything you do.
It's Talk Show Host Wednesday.
We have Nicole Everett.
So the platform is important to me because I believe that we all have gifts and talents that the world is waiting for.
And we have Rajon Lewis.
There's also ways to use your positive gifts for negative reasons. So I wanted to make sure that whatever I did.
All coming up next on The Michael Finkley Show.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Michael Finkley Show. I'm Michael Finkley. Today is Wednesday, October 26, 2020. Halfway through the week, y'all. I am so excited. I'm already tired from the week. So much is happening. So much good stuff is happening. So let's continue to vibe on the positive. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel on Michael Finkley Show and ring that bell for notification, and we'll send you an email saying, hey, new content is uploaded. Thank you so much to our subscribers, our future subscribers, our viewers, our future viewers. We are the Michael Finkley Show. We're here to inform, educate, and inspire you. We're bringing you shows that you need to hear and that you want to hear as well. Thank you so much. Y'all, like I said, I'm vibing off the positivity. You know, so much negative things are happening in the world today, but now is the time to grow our strengths, consider our interests, and continue to grow professionally, spiritually, in all aspects of life. So let's get it done. On today's show, y'all, we are celebrating talk show host. I am telling you, these persons do what I do in different platforms, different messages, different missions in mind, but they have a passion to help others through this format. I am loving it. We have Nicole Everett with Conversations with Nicole, and we also have Rajon Lewis with Real Talk with Rajon. I'm telling you, it was a pleasure to talk with these two persons, and I'm telling you, they have a story like no other. So don't you go away. We'll be right back.
Next, Nicole Everett of Conversations with Nicole. We'll be right back. On the next Michael Finkley Creative Friday, we are chatting with Michael Mario Good as we talk about his personal experiences, his awesome studio, and much more. Don't you dare miss the next Michael Finkley.
Looking for a mentoring program for your young male between the age of 6 and 18 in Columbia, South Carolina? Well, look no further. Big Homie, Little Homie Mentoring Program is the program for you.
Under the leadership of Mr. Jamal Stroud, Big Homie, Little Homie is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that caters and mentors at-risk youth that come from single-parent homes. The organization caters to young males between the ages of 6 and 18 within the greater Columbia area. The organization is devoted to shaping and molding their life into great men of society. Big Homie, Little Homie organizes male gatherings, discussions, and even educational assistance devoted to guiding and leading them into a positive light. Making a positive attitude will help in transforming their life regardless of what is experienced in life. For more information on Big Homie, Little Homie Mentoring Program, visit our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
To the Michael Finkley Show. Today, Wednesday, we are celebrating talk show hosts via social media. One of those persons is with us today. She's a talk show host. I'm sure she's a mentor in her own right. She was doing this for a while, and I look up to her. It's none other than Nicole Everett of Conversations with Nicole. Nicole, how are you?
I'm well, Michael. Thank you so much for having me. I just love your energy and enthusiasm. It's infectious.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you,
Yes.
thank you. And I have to tell the audience how I came across you. I was on
Okay.
YouTube one day. I was interviewing another Nicole here in South Carolina. And that person, she also has a platform on YouTube called Conversations with Nicole. So I typed her in. I'm like, okay, I'm going to find her. I'm going to just do my research before I interview her. And you popped up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have got to reach out to this lady. I've been trying to reach out to you prior to before we met for a while. I'm like, where's this lady's information? Where is she on Facebook? I'm like, it's not coming up. But I
Yes.
finally got a chance to get in contact with you when we talked prior to, when you're just an awesome person. You're just doing it up. So I thank you for being that mentor in my mind. Thank you
Oh,
so much, Nicole. Thank you.
oh, my pleasure. You honor me with your words. It's a labor of love. I truly enjoy this work. I am learning as well because journalism or communications is not my background, but I enjoy talking to people. I consider myself to be a conversationalist, so I love listening to people's stories. I love getting to know people, and it's a joy to do this work.
Oh, and it shows so much through your platform, Conversations with Nicole. But before we get to that,
Yeah.
Nicole, when did you know that you had a voice?
Ooh, um, probably in school at some point. I probably didn't utilize my voice maybe as much in school as I probably should have, but I can recall being in high school and us having the homecoming king and queen elections, and a really close girlfriend of mine we thought should have been on the homecoming court, and myself and another friend of mine spoke up about it.
Mhm.
And as a result, there was a recount, and sure enough, she should have been on the court. So that particular year, we had six ladies on the court instead of five because
Wow.
they didn't want to like drop anybody, but they
Mhm.
did include her. So I think that was probably an occasion where I recognized that my voice mattered and could make a difference.
Wow, that's amazing. So it always starts with self. When we realize that we know of ourselves, it shows in whatever we do. And so you brought this voice to Conversations with Nicole. How did this all start?
So it started in 2015, where I was trying to actually save lunch at a local restaurant here called Nefertari's,
Mhm.
inviting folks to have lunch with me weekly. And I would take a picture of us and our food and post it on Facebook.
Mhm.
And I did that from May to December. And by the end of the year, while I was out at holiday parties, friends were seeing me and giving me grief
Mhm.
because I had not invited them to lunch at Nefertari's. I didn't know people were really paying attention to these little posts that I was doing. So I said, well, listen, 2016 is rolling around. If y'all want to go to lunch, we got 52 weeks. You let me know when you want to go.
There we
We'll make
go.
it happen. So around mid-January, a girlfriend of mine was like, you need to do a blog. I was like, a what? She said, you need to do a video blog. You're already doing it. So I said, yeah, let me think about it, pray about it, meditate on it. So I did. And I got with my friend and producer, Gerald Tooks, who
Mhm.
has a video production company, asked him if he would show me how to make a video on my iPhone. And he was like, no. I told him my idea. He's like, no, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right.
Right.
So we talked with the owners of the restaurant who are friends of mine, and we would shoot these episodes because I was working with the state government, but we would shoot these episodes on my lunch break, and it just kind of rolled out from there. So we started in March of 2016, and the first season ran through August, and it just has evolved from there to being paid programming on the
Mhm.
local uh, affiliate station of Fox here, and then now we've launched our own network on Roku TV, Greater Works Network, and now my show, season 9 of my show, is on the network. So my show is on my network, which is super exciting.
That is very exciting. Did you imagine the success in just a short period of time?
No, never,
Oh,
never,
wow.
ever.
Wow, this is amazing. And so it started off.
Nothing that I thought that I would be doing. Yeah, nothing that I thought I'd be doing, but I'm so glad that I do.
Oh, we're so glad that you do it. We're so glad that you do it. So this platform, why is it important to you?
So the platform is important to me because I believe that we all have gifts and talents that the world is waiting for.
Mhm.
And we need not sit on those gifts and talents, but we need to share them with the world. And
Yes.
I want to use my platform. I hope that people benefit from my platform because they talk about the things that are important to them, the initiatives, the projects, the gifting that they have. So that's really to me what Conversations with Nicole is all about. Even though the title has my name in it, it's really not about me. It's really about my guests and sharing who they are, sharing their story, and sharing their gifts and talents and passions.
Exactly. Oh, I love it. And after 9 seasons, I am sure you have come in contact with some memorable guests of your show. Can you give us at least one story that just sticks out to you?
So I've had, well, I'll give you a couple. I've had occasions where I've had a guest that gave me like one word answers. So
Hmm.
it's like
Oh,
pulling teeth trying to
yeah.
get them to say something more than yes, no, I don't know, you
Yeah.
know. So, I hope people who are watching this recognize conversation needs to be more than just word responses. We need a little bit more than that.
Exactly.
And then I've had others that just talk, 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 talk. And you trying to like get a word, like when can I jump in? Almost like playing double dutch. It's like when can I jump in?
Oh, yeah. Been there. Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes. So but it's par for the course. That's what you just have to deal with this in this line of work. But again, I enjoy it.
Yeah. And that's just a part of the process, getting the
Mhm.
persons to say yes to come on. What else is involved in this process? Because COVID has sprung up a lot of interest of persons going on different platforms and doing what we're doing, interviewing persons of various things. So, what goes on within this process?
So again, still learning, but this has been a very interesting place and space. I think that what this virtual, broadcasting has now done is made our guests more obtainable.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
can now get with even though I'm in Florida and he's in South Carolina.
right,
Whereas, since I've been doing this for a while, I've had the occasion where I've had to travel to get an interview. So now I don't have to be concerned about
right.
lodging and transportation and food. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So those
Yeah.
extra expenses. So I'm actually really excited about this. We were moving in this direction anyway,
Okay.
but this is really kind of, expedited it to some extent
Yeah.
for us. And even with this new season, we're really able to tap into some guests that we wouldn't normally be able to connect with. So I have enjoyed that. That's one thing that I really have liked about it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Gotcha. And I've seen your show. I'm a fan. I've
Oh,
seen your show. A lot of locals within the state of Florida. Do you branch out? Do you within the states of the United States, or do you also branch out into those big name persons as well?
so yes, again, this virtual space has allowed me to do so. One of my recent guests was Dr. Heavenly from Married to Medicine, who
Yeah,
actually
I
is
saw
a
that one.
personal friend of mine, but she resides in Atlanta.
Mhm.
So, again, just being able to connect virtually makes it possible. And now, this virtual broadcast space is now more acceptable. You
Yeah.
know, prior to COVID, folks were used to lights, cameras, and all
Mhm.
of that sort of thing. And not that folks aren't doing that in the virtual space, but it doesn't have to be as polished as it once was with
Right.
several different cameras and, all of the
Oh,
crew
goodness.
that goes along with all of that. So, people are giving a lot of grace as it relates to this. One of my more memorable interviews, which was last year, was with Common,
Mhm.
the artist, the musician, the actor, the
Yes.
producer, he's done a lot of different things. But that was one that I was able to secure as a result of him being a commencement speaker here at the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical
Hmm.
University.
You better rep.
And yes, 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 yes. So it was exciting. He received the honorary doctorate. He was
Mhm.
very down to earth, very humble, and very excited to be back on the Hill because he actually was a FAMU student.
Mhm.
And actually kind of launched his career at FAMU, which that was something that I didn't know. He dropped out of school but launched his career, and
Wow.
the rest is history. So
There you go.
yeah, that was pretty cool. And I had more than 50,000 views on that particular snippet because it was about a 5 minute interview, but it was meaningful, and I thought it was great.
Exactly. So funny you mentioned him. He's actually here in South Carolina, and he's at
Ah,
my alma mater, Allen University, for a homecoming this
nice.
week. So yeah, he's there chilling in Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah.
You need to get
So
a you need to get a conversation with him.
I know.
Yeah.
If I would have known that he was there, I would have. I just saw it
Uh-huh.
on social media.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
oh, next time. I know
Next
there will
time.
be a next time.
Yeah.
Well, of course. So you
Uh-huh.
make, I feel like in so many ways, when I first saw you, I'm like, she makes this look so easy.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't have a full-time job. This is all she does. Is this your full-time job?
It is not. Not as of yet, but soon and very soon.
There we
Soon
go.
and very soon. But again, I have been, finessing it for, the past 4 years. And a lot of people have thought that it was my full-time job, but it is not. But it's about to be. But it is a business. I do generate income from it, and I'm anticipating generating more income from it. Yes, I have many things that I'm planning to do, not only with the show, but with the network, of course, as we bring on other content creators and, content period. So yeah, it's a whole empire.
Gotcha. It's a growing empire
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
You mentioned the money aspect, and when people look
Mhm.
at something like this, it's like dollar signs goes out, within the years when their eyes, what have you. Does the money matter?
Yes and no.
Mhm.
So, yes, because this is my livelihood
Mhm.
and I need to live. I mean, if I could make videos for a utility company and they give me some likes, then I would do that. But no, they want money. They don't want my videos.
This is
So,
true.
yeah, so I need to make some money so that I could take care of myself.
Mhm.
But it doesn't from the standpoint of me being so driven by it.
Yeah.
Um, yes, again, I do want to be compensated, but money is not the only reason. And that's not why I got into this in the first place. But if there's an opportunity for me to be compensated for my work and for the value that I bring to whatever project goes forth, then by all means, I would like to be compensated. So
Yeah.
just like any other professional.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Definitely. Gotcha.
Mhm.
And so as you're continuing on with this project, how much longer do you see yourself doing this?
I really don't see myself doing anything else. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how much longer that will be. I feel like I'm still relatively new, still learning, still growing, still building.
Mhm.
So I think, until such time that I can't do it anymore. But I love talking to people, so I don't see that changing anytime soon. As long as I got somebody to record it, we'll be good to go.
There you go. I gotcha. I gotcha. And like I said before, a lot of people are interested in this field now, right?
Yeah.
COVID is bringing out the best in all of us. So, what type of advice would you give to someone that's interested in doing something like this?
So I would say consistency. consistency is key. You may not get the response that you want initially. You may not get the views and the likes and all of that sort of thing on social media, but that really should not necessarily be what drives you. Now, mind you, I understand that maybe funders or the public is looking at, oh, how many views, how many likes, how many subscribers, how many followers, that sort of thing. But if this is something that you are serious about, passionate about, then you got to be consistent.
Yeah.
One of the things that I did last year was I started doing a live broadcast daily for the month of March. Actually, there was a challenge out there on Instagram, and I said, I'm gonna do this challenge. And I did. It like to kill me, but I did it. And but then I was like, there's something to this going live thing. So from after March, I went live 3 nights a week. And then I was like, okay, Friday's a little rough. So let me just do Monday and Wednesday.
Right.
And so I consistently have done Monday and Wednesday broadcasts from that time to this. So from May of 2016, I'm sorry, not 2016, 2019, up until actually the middle of October. So yeah. So it's a lot. It's a lot of work, and it's commitment, so consistency and this commitment, you gotta stay committed to this work, but it will pay off. It might not seem like it at the time, but it will. You'll develop a following. You'll, improve on your skill set. And, it's just going to be a win-win situation, but you got to be, consistent and you got to be committed.
Gotcha. Consistent, committed. Y'all heard that, right? This is wisdom. I love it. How can they find you on social media?
They can find me at Conversations with Nicole on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube, especially on YouTube. That's where all of the videos are housed. So please subscribe. And as well as on Greater Works Network. So Greater Works Network is on Roku TV. If you have a Roku TV stick or player, you can add us as a channel option, and Conversations with Nicole, season 7, 8, and 9 are there. You can watch on demand or live stream. So,
I love this. This is so much fun. Nicole, what if they want to be a guest as well? They can reach out to you via your social media?
They can reach out to me. Just message me on any of those platforms, and I do all of the posting for social media, and I respond to all of the messages. So yes, absolutely. For now.
For now.
Yes.
I love it. Nicole Everett, everyone, thank you so much for being on today. We really appreciate you.
Thank you, Michael Finkley. All the best to you and your show. I'm going to have you as a guest on my show one day soon.
All right, let me know.
All right, I will.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Coming up, Rajan Lewis of Real Talk with Rajan. We'll be right back. The Finkley Experience is an education and consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. We assist parents and their students with the college process. We train school administrators, and we also partner with colleges and universities to assist with their first-generation population. To learn more about our consulting firm and to purchase our book and workbook, please visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com. Hi there, it's Finkley. Do you want to become the next guest on The Michael Finkley Show? Do you have an incredible story to inform, educate, and inspire others? Well, you can. Email us at michael@thefinkleyexperience.com and follow us on our social media platforms. See you soon.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. We are still celebrating talk show hosts via social media, and we have another special guest with us. He is none other than Mr. Rajan Lewis of Real Talk with Rajan. Hello there.
Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I am great. Blessed.
I love it. I am a fan. I am a fan.
Oh,
And you've been doing this for so long. You have so many awesome guests, and you ask some terrific questions, and you're truly making a difference in your community. So I salute you, my brother. Thank you so
praise
much for
God.
your work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. It's definitely been a journey, and I thank you for having me on your platform. And I'm also a fan of yours and what you do. In the education field. I've seen you several times at the male achievement summits and things like that
Yes.
nature. So I know for
Yeah.
you to be doing great things in the state of South Carolina and beyond as well. So I'm honored to be here this evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And so, when did you know that you had this gift to help others by way of your voice?
So that's an interesting question. Just because like I've had a sort of an unconventional journey.
Mhm.
I was always a pretty decent student, but I didn't always apply myself because, to your statement, the power of your voice. I
Mhm.
didn't realize, the fact that people listened to me.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in school, I was a choreographer for my chorus. I was a leader in my chorus. Shout out to Brentwood Middle School and North Charleston High School. I was in leadership positions, but I didn't understand that with that leadership, it's not something that can be taught a lot of times. Sometimes you're actually born. There's a leadership gene that some of us have, and I never understood it in all these different phases of my life, whether it be middle school, high school. When I went off to the military, I was in leadership positions there, and people would constantly tell me, like, dude, like people listen to you. And I'm like, why? I'm nobody, I'm nothing. And then
Oh,
I started to realize that
yeah.
there are people who value the things that I say.
Mhm.
Um, and they take tremendous stock in it. And as that's begun, I can't pinpoint a particular time where it clicked to me, but when I started to realize it, I realized that if my voice has power, then I have to make it a positive power, because there's
Exactly.
also ways to use your positive gifts for negative reasons. So I wanted to make sure that
Mm.
whatever I did was done in a positive way.
Yeah, definitely. And until you have been doing this, so how did this platform start
Mm.
with you and interviewing people?
Interesting. So I actually started out with Real Talk with Rajan in 2012.
Mhm.
I This was when before YouTube was even doing like live videos. There was a channel called a website called Ustream, and
Really?
Ustream would let you broadcast videos live. It was
Mhm.
you, then the word stream, and
Mhm.
so I asked my wife if she would videotape me and my friends talking. And literally, I have four. Like I still have it on my hard drive. I have me and four friends, and we did a show about the legacy of Martin Luther King. I believe it was 50 years after his passing,
Mhm.
and what Dr. King would think about the world now. And it was Black History Month, and we put together this whole production. I wrote out a whole script of the things that I was gonna say, and it was really terrible when I look back at it now. Like, it was not a good episode at all. Like, it was not a good, we didn't stay on point. But those
Oh.
things that I did in 2012, I did about 4 episodes in 2012. At that time, I was in college at College of Charleston, and my schoolwork got to be a little bit too much. So I couldn't be writing scripts and then editing my videos and all that stuff. So what I decided to do was to step away from it. But in 2017,
Mhm.
I started doing live videos because Facebook added the live feature.
Right.
And so I started making these videos, talking to people. And then they were like, yo, you should bring back Real Talk with Rajan. And I was like, y'all remember that? Like, so I started doing it, and just bringing people on. My first guest in the new iteration of Real Talk with Rajan is my wife, who's an interior designer,
I
and the love of
love
my
it.
life and my best friend. So I figured if I'm going to interview people, I wanted to interview people who would not otherwise receive that highlight. If you go on Channel 5 News or any of the local channels, and you're doing something in the community, you have a nonprofit, you have an event coming up, they give you about 2 to 3 minutes to say everything that there is to know about your organization and to get people to support
Exactly.
you. And so
Yeah.
I was like, how can I use my platform to provide an opportunity for those people? And
Mhm.
that's where it all came from, is just wanting to do that, and loving to meet dope people in the community who are doing great things like
I
yourself.
see. I see. Oh, thank you. I see. And like I said, you've been doing it so well for so many years. Who are some of those memorable guests that you've had over these course of years?
Oh man,
I
I've
know
had
just
so many
recently you had
amazing
someone
guests.
major.
Yeah, I had Jim Clyburn last week.
Mhm.
I had Jim Clyburn on. That was amazing. I actually had been working with his staff behind the scenes because I had his opponent, John McCullum, on in July. And I reached out to Senator Representative Clyburn's people, and I said, "Hey, I just had his opponent on. I'd love to have him on." And I never heard anything back. And then somebody found out that I wanted to get in touch with him, and then they put me in contact with his people, and they literally messaged me and said, "Can you have him on tomorrow at 1:30?" And I was like, "Yes."
Let's do it.
So that
That's
was a really interesting guest. I've had several guests that have since passed,
okay.
and those guests stand out the most to me. Amari President, who was actually on the Joe Biden campaign. He was a 15-year-old young man at the time, and he worked for the Joe Biden campaign, and he was probably the most positive person I've ever had the opportunity to meet. He was 15 years old. The dude was fired up, ready to go, and he was all behind Biden. Last month, I want to say it was, last month, he went to football practice. He was 16 years old, came home from football practice, got in the shower, and died of heart failure. And Amari is somebody that I will probably be 80, 90 years old, and I will always remember that kid because of what I know he could have been if he would have stayed with us. So those, you run the gambit. You run the gambit of people that everybody knows, and then some like these hidden jewels. And I think that's the piece that really needs that highlight with platforms like ours, is those people who, if not for people like us, wouldn't have that platform to show that light. So those are probably my two most memorable right now.
Wow, you took me back. I'm like, wow, you took me back. And just remembering those persons that truly have a story. And this is what this platform is all about, for those persons that usually don't get to have a platform to share and to inform and to inspire others. And that's what we're doing each and every week, right here on social media. And so a lot of people look at you and your platform and they say, "Oh, this is easy." But what does it? What what goes into playing a show like this? Do you have a strong team behind you?
No, I don't. I have a strong set of viewers. Like my viewers are really what make me continue to do it. I run my services through an app called StreamYard, and in StreamYard, it allows me to manage. I literally manage everything during my show. So if you see comments being posted during the show, that's me. That's me doing the comments. I do my open. I do my close. I run the music. I run the lights. Except my son. My son does the lights for me. He'll come around and turn the lights on. But my sound, I run my sound. Like everything that you see that happens during my show, I'm doing. And so for some people, I've seen other shows that have more infrastructure. They have a cameraman that runs the camera, and they have, lighting people that do the lighting, and the people do the sound. My show is literally a one-man show, from the rooter to the tutor. Once my show is over, I edit my show myself. I go into YouTube and I do my tags, and I add that extra pizzazz. If you really want to be good at it, and there's a lot of people that are getting into this space right now, you got to be willing to put in that extra work. You got to be willing to identify. My wife, like I said, she's a big part of my social media, the growth that I've had in social media. She shows me how to tag, and she shows me the different apps to use. And so I'm always learning. You can't just think that you're going to turn on a camera and become a social media superstar, though. That's just not something that happens. And I'm not a social media superstar, so I just don't put that out there. Yeah.
Those are your words. Other people say differently, my friend.
Praise God.
Sir, you are doing it up. You are truly a mentor in my mind. Because I started my platform this past March, and like you, I'm a one-man show. So I'm just learning so much behind the scenes to produce what persons need to see and want to see as well is very important. So in that as well, do you see yourself growing and producing this into a team effort?
I'd love to. I'd love to, sometimes I think to myself, like I'm sending out like a mass, hey, anybody interested in doing some freelance work, running a camera, because I know it can be better. Like that's the thing about me. I'm also a perfectionist. I know it can be better. But I would need a team to make that happen. I don't have a team right now to do that. If you're watching this and you want to be a part of my team, you love Real Talk with Rajon and you want to make it better, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Or the Michael Finkley experience. Like seriously, because I want to say, can I say this really quickly?
Please.
So many people want to get into the podcast space, but all of our gift is not being in front of the camera.
Yes,
Some of our gift is being behind the camera and making the show better. Like people like us, we need directors. We need people who know for filmography. We need people who know how to run sound. We need people who know how to do editing, production. People like there's so many different realms of this, so many different tentacles to this thing that can make these productions so much better and allow all of us to grow. And then from that's how you're able to monetize. Yeah. But because of the fact that, we're one-man shows, we end up, suffering. The show ends up suffering in a lot of ways. So if you are somebody who's out there who's watching and saying, hey, I'm interested in getting into, this podcast game or this video interview game, but you don't want to be in front of the camera, please reach out to me. I'd love to reach out to Mike. We need people who are willing to work, and you may not be able to make money in the beginning, but if I start making money, then we're going to make money. So that's money. That.
I get $1, you get $1.
Yeah,
I get $2, that's how
right. and the field can grow and get better because that's the key piece. Us, especially us in the African American space, we have to learn collective power. Our collective power comes in working together. And so many times I want to recreate the wheel to create something new, when the truth is that if we combine our forces, we can do so much more. Sorry, that's a tangent of mine, but
no, I love it. It needs to be said. It needs to be heard. Working together to get the job done. Definitely. And so in this platform that you are in, which is a great one, as I stated before, what are some things that you're working on in the future or some for your platform?
So Real Talk with Rajon is an ever-evolving body. My ultimate goal, again, is, like I said, is just to bring people to light and to give people a platform that otherwise would not have it. I on my show, I've had the blessing and opportunity to speak to people who are promoting events, business owners, nonprofit leaders, community activists. I had one young lady, another really special episode, Tanya Thomas, who came on. She needs a kidney. And she came on my show, and I found out, that she was somebody who was literally putting out social media posts saying, I need a kidney. And so she came on my show, and for about an hour and a half, we just talked about her story and why she needed a kidney and trying to find someone to give her that kidney. I don't remember if she actually got one, but she hasn't posted about it. So I'm hoping that she did get one. But that's what I want to continue to do. We've also used the platform for other things. In the last month, I've been doing political platforms to bring on candidates who are running for office. So that's something that means a lot to me. I think that we have to use our voice to make sure that we're impacting the areas that need to be impacted, whether it be like promoting Black businesses or promoting politicians. But I think it's also important that we don't limit ourselves to just Black people. Because I want to give Black people spaces, but I also need a Caucasian and a non-Black audience to be able to watch and realize that this show has power. And if we have power, then we can put more resources and behind that thing that we're doing. So I've been able to bring on candidates from the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, independents. I actually had a young lady by the name of Jade Simmons, another great guest, who's running for president of the United States of America. She was dead serious. It's not a game. She wasn't doing it for a joke. She's literally been traveling across the country, making her voice known, and she's from Charleston. So it was an amazing opportunity to speak to her. So that's what I want to do long term. However I'm running my show, whatever is happening with my show, I want it to always be positive. I want it to always be informational, and I always want it to be something that anybody can watch with their kids and get something out of it. That means something to me.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. And again, like I said, you made this look so easy. You made this look extremely easy, just on that microphone talking. But is this something that you do full time?
No. So I actually have multiple jobs. So my 9 to 5, I'm the Woodland Community Advocate for the Center for Ayers Property Preservation. I was actually a school teacher, and while teaching, I ended up working in the mentorship sector as a volunteer, and I love it so. I ended up loving it so much that I left my job as a teacher to learn more about the nonprofit sector, because I became the executive director of Low Country Youth Services, which is my second job, where my goal is to guide young men through the transitions of manhood, to build up young people. I believe it was Nelson Mandela that said it's easier to raise strong men than to repair broken men, or something like that. It said, but like I'm paraphrasing, but that phrase is so key, because of the fact that it's hard to repair men that were raised in these traumas. In the African American community, especially, we have normalized trauma so much in a way that if you don't have trauma, we think something's wrong with you. You're not Black enough if you don't have traumas. And in those traumas, though we've learned to survive, and we've learned to struggle our way through and make it, we're not here to struggle our way through. We're not here to simply make it. And so the way I see, the best way I see to do that is by building young men. And so my long-term goal is to be able to do two things: is to run my mentoring program, Low Country Youth Services and Distinguished Gentlemen's Club, and to build those young men to be the great men that we can have in the community, not only Black men, but also young white men, young Hispanic men, young Asian men, young men, period, and to impact our young people as a whole, and to continue to bring people to light who are doing great things through Real Talk with Rajon. So no, I don't do it full time, but I do it enough.
Would you like to do it full time?
I could see that down the road. I have some other aspirations on the way there that would definitely take away my ability to do it full time, but definitely public speaking. I would love doing public speaking full time. I already do that on a part-time basis. Of course, that was slowed down due to COVID, but I would love to be a full-time speaker, mentor, and motivator. Like that's my whole wheelhouse. That's where I live.
Gotcha. I gotcha. And then going back to your guests, you've had some awesome guests on your show, locals, persons that are grown up in South Carolina, doing some great things. Would you tap into the other market, the celebrity market, and have persons on as well?
Would I? Yes. I wouldn't turn it away.
Okay.
I don't ever see myself being in a space where that will be my primary goal.
Okay.
Because I'm a purpose person, right? I'm a purpose person. If what I'm doing doesn't serve a specific purpose, and I can't find the purpose in it, I can't do it. And that's in any walk of life. That's in any walk of life. And those who know me know why that means so much to me. I'll tell you a quick story, if that's okay.
Yeah, please.
So before I was a teacher, I actually I was in the Army. I was in the Army when I graduated high school. I went to the Army. I served in the Army for 6.5 years. And when I came home from the Army in 2007, I was working a job at AT&T. I'll say AT&T because I was at AT&T at a call center. And I realized at that point that I was just working for money. I got up every day and I went to a job where I was making money. I was making pretty decent money, but all I was making was money. That's it. I wasn't making myself happy. I wasn't serving a purpose. I wasn't serving my community. I was just making money. And it was sucking my soul dry. And so I told my wife that I was extremely unhappy. And so she asked me what I was going to do. And I told her that I was going to quit my job and go back to school. And I didn't know what I was going to major in, but I told her I knew that in order to find my way, I had to make a move. I had to make a step. And when I made that step, I promised God that whatever direction he led me, I was going to go. Yeah. And so Real Talk with Rajon is an extension of that. It's an extension of that purpose piece. For me, this thing here was established to bring those people to light. Now, if Jay-Z, for example, who is my favorite rapper of all time, and if I met Jay-Z, if you are watching this, I want to interview you. I would love that. But any celebrity that I was to interview, there would be a specific reason behind it. Either they had a specific impact on my life, and I just wanted to interview them so I could tell them the impact that they had on my life. Barack Obama, for example, I would love to interview him just to tell him what he meant to me, what he's meant to me in my life. people like that. But just to like randomly interview celebrities, nah.
Gotcha. I got you.
Like I wouldn't just like interview Kim Kardashian, like for what?
Whoa.
I mean, and that name just popped into my head. Like it's just, I there has to be a reason behind it, because that's
purpose.
like
Mhm.
like you said, brand. That's what the brand is. Like the brand is like, this thing means something to me. Anytime I hop on this microphone, I'm taking time away from my family. I'm taking the time away from my self-care. I'm taking time away from my like doing something that's, you know, so when I come on here, like this is a part of my self-care, and I can't use my self-care time doing something frivolous.
Exactly.
And this is not something I see as frivolous. So yeah.
Exactly. I love this is ministry.
Yeah.
I love
But
it.
for some people, interviewing celebrities may be their bag, and that's cool. But you got to know what's important to you.
Exactly.
What's important to you, you have to live to that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm so glad you mentioned the bag and the money aspect as well. When people see, you know, YouTube, you know, they see people doing things like this, they think of money. Dun, dun, dun. Do you make money from this?
I have made money, not from monetization, because I don't have enough followers yet. Please follow me on YouTube. But I have had, I have had sponsors, people who, you know, I've advertised for their businesses and their organizations through my show. I've also had the pleasure of actually being asked to do a voiceover for a political campaign. So I got paid for that. That was cool. And a lot of people, you know, watch the show, and you know, they want me to come out and speak at their events, and I've gotten paid for that as well. So I haven't gotten paid for the YouTube or social media part of it, but I've gotten paid for parts that surround it.
Gotcha. All stemming from this platform.
All stemming from this platform and motivational speaking. Yeah.
I love this. So what would you say to that individual that says, I want to be just like you, I want to start my own platform on YouTube, on social media? What would you tell them?
I would tell them to be like you. Be like yourself. But my son told me he wanted to have a YouTube channel. And I would always ask him, what would it be about? Because I wouldn't want my son to create RJ's version of Real Talk with Rajan. I would want RJ to create whatever RJ wanted to do. I think there's a song by Jonathan McReynolds called Comparison Kills. And it talks about the fact that we look at everybody else around us, and we see greatness in everybody else around us, and we say they're doing so awesome, and their life is so awesome, and their life is so great, but you don't realize the things that God has put into you. So if what God is telling you is to you know, create a YouTube channel, to do whatever it is that you want to do, first ask yourself, why? Am I doing it because that's something I truly want to do, or is it something I'm doing because I want to achieve a goal that may be achievable otherwise? But so that's what I would tell them. I would also tell them that if you're gonna do it, do it for real. Anything that, you know, when a man loves what he does, he doesn't work a day in his life. So go out and like really do it, but find that thing, what that thing is to you. And I would also say this: there are so many different ways to make it happen on this social media thing. Some of them you're gonna skyrocket in popularity faster than others, but at what risk? I tell my kids all the time,
that's good, that
I know that there's certain ways I could do my show that would give me a whole lot more viewers. I could come on my channel and I could cuss, and I could, you know, call people out and make a big deal of being extra. But would I be being true to myself?
Exactly.
So I will never do anything in the name of popularity that will not be true to me. I have to be true to me. So I would tell them, if quote unquote you want to be like me, ask God who you are. And whatever you decide to put into the atmosphere, whether it be through social media, through a YouTube channel, through a podcast, or whatever, make sure it speaks directly to who you are as a person, and not a representation of what you want people to think that you are, because that's a totally different thing.
This is so awesome. Words to live by, everybody. Trust me. Words to live by. How can they find you on social media?
I'm easy to find, man. Real Talk with Rajon. Anywhere you go, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You can find my podcast anywhere that you can find podcasts. My videos are on my website, www.realtalkwithrajon.com. I'm easy to find. Real Talk with Rajon. Anywhere you look. And look me up and send me a message. I like meeting people for coffee who disagree with me. Not to argue, but just because I like to know, or even if you agree, that's cool too. But I like to know what people think. I think it's important that we have, I always say at the end of my show that I want your feedback, even if it's negative, because I don't seek to be told how great I am, but I seek to become as great as I can possibly become. And that only happens through honest feedback. So please, if you watch, let me know what you think. I'm here for the critiques.
I love it. I love it. What if I want to be on? How can they contact you?
Bruh, it's easy. www.realtalkwithrajon.com. You actually can go to the link where it says local celebrity spotlight, and the form is right in there. But you just send me an email and we'll make it happen.
All right, you heard it here. Ladies and gentlemen, Real Talk with Rajon. Rajon
Yes,
Lewis.
sir.
Thank you so much for being on.
On the next Michael Finkley, Monday.
My wife and I got married over 16 years ago. We intentionally stayed downtown Columbia. We wanted our kids raised and reared in Richland School District 1.
We chat with Jamie L. Devine as we talk about his run for school board in Richland County 1. What are his plans? Well, find out this and more on the next Michael Finkley.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. You know the question I'm going to ask you, what did you learn today? Let's have a conversation in the comments below. Thank you so much, Nicole and Rajon, for being on today. I'm telling you, each of them have their own special platform. And what I learned from both of them is that the passion is behind us. The passion to help others, the passion to inform others, inspire, and to educate them. So I wish you nothing but success in the future with your platforms, and I want to be on your shows next, so let me know. I'm excited. Let me know. Please. Thank you so much again for your wisdom. On the next Michael Finkley, Friday, right around the corner, we have Michael Mario Good with us. He's an actor. He has his own acting studio. He talks about all of that in his humble beginnings here in Columbia, South Carolina. So we're excited for Friday's show. It's another show you don't want to miss. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Michael Finkley Show, and ring that bell for notification. And we'll send you an email saying, hey, new content's uploaded. If you'd love to be a guest on the Michael Finkley Show, please email us at michaelthefinkleyexperience.com. Thank you so much for watching, and guess what? We'll see you Friday. Have a good one.